Merry Meet, Annie here. I'm going to begin this video with a poem, The Song of Stars. We are the stars which sing, we sing with our light. We are the birds of fire, we fly over the sky. Our light is a voice, we make a road for the spirits to pass over. Among us are 3 hunters who chase a bear. There never was a time when they were not hunting. We look down on the mountains. This is the song of the stars. This poem is an introduction to my book of the year, which is my version of a book of shadows, for the quarter of the wheel represented by the element of earth. I've been doing a lot of work recently reworking my book of the year, making it more powerfully suitable for a solitary practitioner, because as you know, I have had to be developing my solitary practice a lot more than I've had to for many years. So I'm revisiting it, reworking it, and I began just recently working on the quarter of the year, which is Earth, because I'm trying to work it a couple months ahead, so when the quarter comes round, I've got my book ready and my rights in place. Winter solstice begins, the quarter of the year for me, which is Earth. And I align each of the quarter of the years to the elemental guardian for me of that quarter. Earth's guardian to me is the bear. And that is what this poem is about. The poem was written by Charles Leland, and if you're not familiar with that, yes, it is the Charles Leland from whom we get the story of Aradia. He was a folklorist, and he traveled all over the world to collect stories and tales and myths from each of the regions that he traveled over. And he tells us that the Song of the Stars was his sharing, rewriting of an Algonquin Native American song. He said they offered all of their prayers up in the form of songs, and he captured this. Yeah, this is Charles Leland, and the more we learn about Charles Leland, we know that usually there was basis, in fact, for the things that he shared, but he was a bit of a romanticist, and he liked to do his own thing, flying from the myths and stories that he found. So we know that there is a base to this. In fact, we know what the story is. It's the Algonquin story of the cycle of the year. And it revolves around a bear and the Big Dipper. In their storytelling, and if we go with what Leland says, their song telling, the tale is that the bowl of the Big Dipper represents a bear. And the 3 stars, which are the handle of the Big Dipper, are the 3 hunters who are chasing the bear. And they chase the bear all year round. And when you live in the Northern Hemisphere, in the lands that the Algonquin inhabited, come not too long after the winter solstice, the Big Dipper, which has been dipping down lower and lower into the night sky as the season turns round, actually goes below the horizon and you no longer see it. And this story of the year to the Algonquin had to do with, in the spring, the bear and the 3 hunters show back up over the horizon at night, and they chase that bear all year around. And come the fall, they shoot the bear with their arrows, and the bear is dying. And it is the bear's blood which washes down over the earth and brings the beauty of autumn color to the land. And then come the solstice. We're saying goodbye to the bear because it's going to sink below our vision again until the springtime. When being a bear, it's spring. He comes back out of his cave, back out into the world, and the cycle begins again, rotating through the earth and through the skies every year. I revisit this story in my head every year, getting ready for the arrival of this winter solstice and earth and bear. Another thing that this poem refers to is the lights, and lights being the voice, and the spirits following the lights. That is because the Algonquin very beautifully saw the Milky Way as the trail of light that spirits followed when they left the earth. So let me read the poem one more time for you, because now you'll have more of an idea what the symbolism of this beautiful poem is. And I'm going to end this video with a picture of bear that I put into my book of the year. I plagiarize a lot of pictures for my book of the year, to tell you the truth. I do print it out because I can no longer hold a pen long enough to write the way I used to. So I have a certain script that I use when I print out the pages of my book of the year. And when I find certain things which inspire me in the way of artwork, I have this quirk. I copy them and paste them into my document, which I then print out in black and white. And I use pastels or watercolor or other very light toned sepia colors, and I color them in. It's my way of illuminating my book of the year. So I'm ending this video with the picture of bear that I use in my book of the year, representing the quarter of the wheel, which is earth, which is bear. We are the stars which sing. We sing with our light. We are the birds of fire. We fly over the sky. Our light is a voice. We make a road for spirits, for the spirits to pass over. Among us are 3 hunters who chase a bear. There never was a time when they were not hunting. We look down on the mountains. This is the song of the stars. I wish you all mirth and reverence. Merry part.